Most people who buy a Mercedes in 2026 will overpay by tens of thousands of dollars and not even realize it. There are over 20 models in the lineup, and honestly, half of them aren't worth your money, but 10 of them are absolute no-brainers. Today, I'm ranking every single one. Let's talk about the three-pointed star. Because in 2026, Mercedes is playing a different game than it was 5 years ago. Prices have climbed, the lineup is bigger than ever, and the wrong choice will cost you, financially and emotionally. I'm going to tell you which model I personally think is the smartest buy of the entire year. But I'm saving it for number one at the end, so don't skip ahead. I ranked these 10 cars based on three things: what you actually get for the money, how they hold up in the real world, and whether the emotional payoff, that feeling of driving a Mercedes, is actually worth it at that price point. Let's get into it. Number 10, Mercedes-Benz GLA 250, starting at $41,500. You want into the Mercedes club with the least damage to your bank account? The GLA 250 is your door. At just under $42,000, it's the cheapest SUV badge in the entire lineup. And look, I know what you're thinking. Cheap Mercedes has to feel cheap. Wrong. The 2026 GLA still hits you with that panoramic digital cockpit, MBUX voice control, and that same Hey Mercedes assistant that's almost eerily responsive. Is it the most exciting car on this list? No. But as a first luxury SUV, as a daily driver that turns heads at the traffic light, the GLA earns its spot at number 10. Here's something I want to revisit later. The GLA and the car at number 9 share a platform, but they are not the same car, not even close. Number 9, Mercedes-Benz GLB 254 Matic, starting at approximately $46,000. Same platform, totally different personality. The GLB is the GLA's slightly bigger, way more practical sibling, and honestly, it outclasses it. Why? 3 words: optional third row. In a compact SUV under $50,000, you can squeeze in 7 passengers. That's insane value. Highways feel quiet, the cabin materials punch way above the price, and the AMG GLB 35 variant turns it into something that genuinely surprises you off a stoplight. Pick the GLB if you need flexibility, pick it if you've got a growing family, and pick it if you want people to think you spent more than you did. Number 8. Mercedes-Benz CLA 250, starting at $42,750. You want style? You want that 4-door coupe roofline that looks like it costs twice the sticker price. That's the CLA. At $42,750, the CLA is the most fashionable entry point in the whole Mercedes family. Dual 10.25-inch screens, wireless CarPlay, premium ambient lighting, it's a rolling tech showcase. The rear seat is a little tight, yes, but you're buying this car for you, not for the people behind you. Here's what most people miss. The AMG CLA 45 turns this thing into a 382 horsepower pocket rocket. If that's in your budget and you want a performance car with a luxury badge, the CLA 45 is genuinely one of the best cars money can buy under $65,000 right now. Number 7, Mercedes-Benz C300 sedan, starting at $49,650. Here's where things get serious. The C-Class has always been the soul of the Mercedes lineup, and the 2026 C300 is proof that Mercedes still knows how to build a proper sedan. 255 horsepower, a 48-volt mild hybrid system that makes city driving buttery smooth, and an interior that frankly looks like it belongs in a car that costs $30,000 more. Heated front seats, dual digital displays, and ambient lighting with 64 color options as standard. You don't add that stuff. It comes with it. The C300 is the car that makes you feel like you've made it, without the insurance payment that makes you feel like you haven't. Number 6, Mercedes-Benz GLC 300, starting at $49,550. If I had to pick the single most well-rounded Mercedes in the entire lineup for 2026, it might just be the GLC 300. Edmunds gave it one of the highest ratings in the compact luxury SUV segment, and once you spend time in one, you understand why. The GLC is quiet, shockingly quiet. The ride is composed, the interior quality is exceptional, and that mild hybrid system gives you smooth acceleration without ever feeling jerky in traffic. Want more? The GLC 350e plug-in hybrid gives you 54 miles of EPA estimated electric range. That means, for most people, most of your daily driving is free. Think about that. The GLC 300 is my pick for best value in the whole lineup. But there's one car still coming that I think is a smarter lifestyle buy, and it's not as obvious as you'd expect. Number 5. Mercedes-Benz E-Class. Starting at approximately $63,600. The E-Class is the thinking person's Mercedes. It's bigger than the C-Class, quieter than almost anything in its class, and packed with technology that would have lived only in the S-Class 5 years ago. We're talking augmented reality navigation, massaging seats, a Burmester sound system that genuinely sounds like a concert hall, and a 14.4-inch infotainment screen that rivals anything in the segment, including Tesla. There's also an AMG 53 hybrid wagon coming in at just under $90,000, a performance wagon. I'm going to talk about why that matters in about 60 seconds. The E-Class is for the buyer who's done proving something. You're not buying it to show off. You're buying it because it is, objectively, one of the best cars in the world to spend time in. Number 4. Mercedes-Benz GLE 450e, starting at $62,250. Remember that AMG 53 wagon. The GLE 450e is what you buy instead. If you want 3 rows, a plug-in hybrid system, and a real-world feel that borders on perfect, the GLE 450e is a mid-size luxury SUV with serious daily driver energy. The plug-in hybrid system gives you enough electric range for a typical commute. The suspension is one of the best-tuned setups in the SUV segment. And the interior, it wraps around you like it was designed specifically for you. This is the family hauler that doesn't make you feel like you sacrificed anything. That is really hard to pull off. Number 3. Mercedes-Benz GLS, starting at $90,250. The GLS is Mercedes doing a 3-row SUV with no apologies, no compromise. No, well, the third row is a little cramped. The third row in the GLS is fine, usable, something no other luxury large SUV can say without lying. At $90,000, it's a big commitment. But here's the reframe. You're buying a car for multiple people, multiple use cases, and multiple years. The GLS doesn't depreciate emotionally. Every time you pull up in one, it still hits. It also undercuts several key rivals in the segment while delivering a quieter, more composed ride. That's not nothing. Number 2. Mercedes-Benz G-Class G550, starting at $148,250. Look, the G-Class is one of the most iconic vehicles ever built. And in 2026, it remains the best off-roader you can buy with a 3-pointed star on the hood, 3 lockable differentials, permanent AWD, a 2-speed transfer case. It can go places that would destroy luxury SUVs that cost the same money. The base G550 puts out 443 horsepower and hits 60 miles per hour in 5.3 seconds. And if you've got $195,000 burning a hole in your account, the AMG G63 does it in 4.2 seconds with 577 horsepower. But here's the thing. You're not really buying a G-Class for the off-roading. You're buying it because no other car says what a G-Class says. It is automotive confidence in boxy form. It is the rare car that has been culturally relevant for decades. And somehow, in 2026, it still is. Number 1. Mercedes-Benz S-Class, starting at $119,500. Here it is. My pick for the smartest and most emotionally resonant Mercedes you can buy in 2026. The S-Class is not a car. It's a statement about where the entire automotive industry is heading. Air suspension that reads the road ahead of you. An interior so quiet you genuinely forget you're moving. A rear seat with more legroom than most business-class airline seats. It starts at $119,500 for the S500. And yes, that is a lot of money. But consider this. The S-Class has historically defined what luxury becomes for every car below it. Everything you loved about the 2026 C-Class, that was the 2020 S-Class. Every technology in your GLC, it started here. When you buy an S-Class, you're not just buying a car, you're buying the top of the pyramid. And Mercedes knows it, because from the base S500 all the way to the AMG S63 E-Performance at nearly $190,000, every single version of this car is superb. It's the benchmark. It always has been. And in 2026, nothing has changed that. Now, if this list had you thinking about the bigger picture of car buying in 2026, I think you're going to want to watch this next one.